Yeah, so good morning and welcome to Ivan Che Innocent One here on YouTube. So the basic canon subscribe here, try and subscribe to this channel and let's roll. And that conversation I may not have on it's a bit interesting. And Nina I are related to the current development in Ghana. My culture said the past few weeks has been very tragic and some na happened in Ghana no. I'm not sure say there are appropriate words you to me they are describe it the kind of pain, sorrow, and the kind of way among Ghana for abusia for any obia and namu. Because even if you feel say and far hokrana, you could feel say the atmosphere no heavy with grief, pain, and sorrow unless we are winning the Padasani because what we've witnessed now is shocking, very horrific, and yeah, worship family your condolences and extend their heartfelt condolences to Obia and the departed souls. We pray say God will give them a resting place, and it's sad, it's quite unfortunate, but the entire made this particular video we because of a commenter make sure social media Facebook particularly, and you can follow me on Facebook Ivan Che Innocent One, and let's roll. Catch us. This is an intellectual community. We engage to have a very dispassionate discourse where we delve deeper into all the critical issues underpinning your collective welfare. Now, share kwan yɛfa so betimi situate the discussion in a context that betimi aboa ma yɛ nyinaa yɛhu ate de ɛkɔ ase, and it's the motivation for doing what we do. Yes, that's our motivation for doing what we do. Enti say unyan subscribe here, say the music subscribe and let's go. Asama meka and say NPP announcement say they've boycotted your friend saying Tamale Central, your friends by-elections. Honorable Mutala was part of the tragic individuals in 8 incident na see, so and right that's sorry electoral commission enyanka anything about Tamale by-election. Yes, even though because nobody has said anything about it, and then all of a sudden out of the blue the political party NPP pops up from nowhere and they say so yeah boycott the Tamale Central elections. Uhu ni sana maybe a better one but ya mubinom na ya one because this whole thing started with some of their media appendages, some of the guys in the media, and they started this whole agenda. And I don't want to give credit to Obia and more follow the so-called neutral media houses, no? That is where they cook this agenda. A particular journalist got na radio so and now yeah attention or mind mu and na the equate the bay and the NDC NPP will be anten on say na we far way na we so far way because Akwatia NPP na lusu MP. Your friend is saying Tamale Central NDC and a lusu MP. And the eye and there it's a very attention nikika koso money be no obi amfane there. This whole agenda was cooked on a radio station by some media, some of the media appendages. They started this whole thing and they knew what they were saying. So it was not surprising when who the following day said the MPP has issued a statement saying boycotting that particular election. And it's a winyanti seminar, a very young and you might think say, oh, a summer as your bomb more bason as a forum. But before I met to Sasem Wilson, I think say Putupuya Ghana Armed Forces. I issue statement about bonting statement, a person kind of munsem at the choice here before we continue. See, and the Ghana Armed Forces. I issue statement, press statement about bonting. And say or say the Ghana Armed Forces urges the media to be circumspect in their reportage over the military helicopter crash. The attention of the Ghana Armed Forces has been drawn to many speculative, unsubstantiated commentaries regarding the recent Air Force Z9 helicopter crash in the Ashanti region, which claimed all 8 lives on board. For the sake of the bereaved families and the loved ones, the Ghana Armed Forces urges the media practitioners, panelists, social commentators, bloggers, and content creators to be circumspect in their reportage as a way of according respect to the memories of the fallen heroes and to mitigate the sorrows of the bereaved families. The armed forces wishes to acknowledge the immense public interest in the accident, assuring that painstaking investigations have begun to unravel the cause of the crash. Painstaking investigations have begun to unravel the cause of the crash. Underlined. The armed forces will do everything possible, including collaborating with international agencies, to bring closure to the incident. At this point in time, any purported conclusions based on opinions, perceptions, and conjectures will be premature and misleading. The public is therefore advised to be wary of such reportage. The armed forces is grateful to government, institutions, and many individuals for their support. Once again, the Ministry of Defense, the Military High Command, and the entire Ghana Armed Forces extend its condolences to the bereaved family. May the souls of our patriot continue to rest in peace. So this is a fresh statement coming from Va Ahin, Captain, Ghana Navy, Acting Director, General Public Relations, to all media houses. So this is by way of information made from Ghana Armed Forces in this statement about Bontin said. So Wutie and some radio stations ne obia running the version of what actually happened. Almost say accord respect to the family. Now who say omo abusuan for they are also watching and assembly or at this point to be seek it to be a conclusion could be misleading. It could be just your opinion or conjecture, because at this time a fair na investigations are shall see or mukusua or more try to or find out what exactly happened. Now say even they will go to the extent of engaging the services of external or international agencies on between the actual cause of this particular investigation na so muwia fan kame Ghana for. That is by way of statement. That is the way by statement that the Ghana Armed Forces are issue makan at their channel. So we are continuing our conversation. So we said that now Missy Cultural no. When the NPP issued this statement, so we nyantin semna na air koso omo media appendages na share na, you'll be surprised. But then when this whole thing came up, I wrote it say then they should also boycott the Akwatia elections. And the reason why I said that was that if you read the statement that they brought, almost say, okay, can't say we are the entire boycott elections. And say, kwanya sa motalane other people no fast so we no a better inhuman on their part. Say, contested this particular elections because hair tension in as if one war my numuna. I can't just say, you see, the reasoning is no longer a friend of the NPP. Because by elections, reason is a tension and a crown faso movie and a quanya near my faswa air coswo crew, and they don't want the tension to go up and as a phone. Sa incident is I feel nurse a Ghana for them. I may be say by elections, Akwatia by elections and Tamale by elections. The end of bang situation ya you me ya ebetimi akoso tension ana ebema amamfo we ya kosoro. as a reasonable human being, think about it. Say any diabolic, any psychological blackmailing or more, yeah. Nah, because every by-election, by-elections. And who free says attention, a banner back and forth, trick, and the young contest. When that particular election, a date could be a shabby. We don't even know when that particular elections ever basso. But Akwatia out there, near said date as September, which is very close. So if there is any elections, a bit me add tension to the current situation you will me Akwatia by elections. So if you are boycotting, you boycott the Akwatia by elections. And America, sometimes you need to take your time, decode, analyze the information and as for before any comment. Because per and seminar no more canon, I'm just trying to look for a copy of the letter and I'm a read it. Quite fast so move and I'm a catcher say yes, political party be our right to boycott election because this is not the first time. Kwanya go into elections NPP MP or your friend is saying one of the central region akromfoko to share and so kwan incident ni see ya o free more we kwan na area hoso no. The NDC boycott, I didn't contest that particular election, but it wasn't because Asem na NDC formable. No, or catch say because we were getting close to the main elections. We young conquer say resources. You better na you going to many elections. Now no, John Kuma say the same thing. The statement is out there. If you quit this state or say elections no more very close to the general elections. Enti resources no be kwakọ adwuso akwakope we no omo de sa resources no be to no omo de general elections no omo more seat, and indeed they won more seat. It was a rational scientific decision, not emotions, but this then there is nothing at stake. So to say so when democracy no and making rooms for how government you fan saying kwan for say by elections e da say o 10 na so e da say nipa na owo so no resign and I say nipa na wu. And these are legitimate constitutional means of betting free. So the fact that obi free no, yes, a bit my na say withdraw. You withdraw without trying to blackmail the other one. They say, yeah, withdraw from way, and someone withdraw from way, and that was exactly what they were doing. So the following day na sa asem no babon no, ehwa na omunkro for sha se TC krom. Into be her statement we ended that no. Nana B withdraw from Akwatia by elections to honor Obane Boama. Nana B urges NDC after NPP opt out. So Makacho said it's an agenda they cook with their media houses and then as a forum. Enti Obi ono say amanfo wo ye na mobo nti wa withdraw from by elections no. O we besi wechi abaka kire so won so Akwatia de no also withdraw na enye equal. When you know say enya by force you can won't even can choose on withdraw from elections when the person is not ready to withdraw. To be catcher say it was nothing but an emotional blackmailer among media houses and some people who are loyal to them. I say they thought that they could use this whole thing to blackmail the NDC to let go the Akwatia elections because Omunim say so I'm go into Tamale Central elections and they have no chance looking at the numbers. Because elections near they quite no more table mochi because 2020 numbers NPP nya or Tamale Central now here 2024 numbers of munya you could see say instead of going forward they were rather progressing. So manage your one. So there is no way they can win that particular elections into a boycott. Why it makes sense, but that Akwatia there no 50-50 because in recent times that particular seat has been alternating. Obakaya Baba Jama, that the Lumba ne lawyer no. Ona na oye MP wo ho e na amase betu no e no amase Kyei na NDC ni beje ye e na afi we MPP ni aba beje. So a hot seat and you'll be there. So the probability the NPP will not win that particular seat near 50%. The fact that they can win 50, NDC can win, especially being an incumbent government. So and then now quickly, omono media appendages acquire one share chire ebe yes psychologically no. Omo be play smart on the minds of Ghanaians. So so no yenjai man nko. And my culture say a game no more play. It's a pure game. Nanu ensi and I would for so the buy your friend saying Franklin Kujo. NPP made a good call on Tamale Central by-elections. NDC should not contest Akwatia by-elections. So you see the grand agenda. So Akwatia, this whole thing wasn't any say mutalanu wo mo wunu eyo momobo okacha chirawa. It's a lie. The NPP is not a political party or sympathizing with Obi. Now Professor Mills who Kroma politics be no man fanye Kroma say. Almost John Mahama ne kuno. They have no sympathy for Obia, Memobia Nadao. Even a day we see Nano and Dakra, a man for without who more can was him no. Or Masha, a Binumasha, see a cancer blue and chain. So they are not a political party or sympathizing with you, a crock the John, or what name we are from one person winning young Sachin Obia. So that is the kind of strategy they deployed, said they could emotionally blackmail the NDC. Onu nim se city or yet they won't be winning. Now one so no dear ubetimi aware no Jaiman and Nanka omfa. This is the kind of nonsense these people attempted to cook with their media surrogates. But in Sri Lanka, Mr. The NDC did not fall for this scheme, this nonsense, because and the day Yamanoka say, Enra, a piece no honako file and the details na se phone no our contest elections, you know. So the NDC is not backing out. This is an official way I make natural say the NDC is contesting the Akwatia elections. Candidates no more to Abaman, no, and on the former MP nipa no more contesting any na akofale or way we no my press conference. I just officially the NDC is not withdrawing from Akwatia, but now come withdraw because I think Kuruma come on to because politics no. I know the day the people of Akwatia no give them the opportunity to decide. Omo corner omo say omo be Tom NPP near. That is their choice. But you don't just give it away because the other guy thinks that they are smart enough. They will emotionally blackmail you to accept omo the omo pay. But my catcher said some na dear ya because according to Justin Kudia press conference no was it the executive of the party? Your friend is saying. Or say party no mpanim for na call fake neck meeting no mokotena so ko take that decision. Nana B or one of the executive and obviously he was part of that particular meeting. And senya agenda obi on akwatena meeting mobo ntini yam fancho mo na yede yam contest no the same person tena no betena radios. And movie yeah, that was the message they were sending across, thinking said they were going to flout it and activate certain emotional blackmail be and that media houses no unimomo akwa bi say aminim no till say otena radio so emotional argument nkwanyansa bia ni bottles of emotions and otena crack na attention or mind mu and na debendebe we mfa ne de na we seat no hwana say ne de o we ni seat anya wo de na obi afa ne de that is never done anywhere. Even in situations where parties go into compromise and those kind of stuff, what you do is that behind the scenes, you engage the other political parties. Now, young Kasa say, oh, be a say. Now, at this point, doing to me can't say you engage the NDC because NDC, looking at what has happened, I'm for near Bromo ye and Namabuzu. When I wouldn't know what say. That is what I'm telling you that the MPP is hasty. The head that is thinking for the party, is no longer reasonable. So they are making one mistake upon another mistake upon another. You see, going to Tamale Central election, boycotting doesn't make sense because one will lose election badly. I will try to revive yourself. It's an opportunity for you to go there and test your popularity. You don't just go and say, this now, or no nipper, no cry, no, and then a mobile to the sense, or see a contest here. How much more? Wow, what's in your opposition party? No, say your mobile. You see, some of this comedy, why democracy because I can't say we need a very effective opposition party. Very effective opposition party. Say by democracy, now this comedy kind of politics. I say nipa na say the niate, but when what in China went to say nyansa bi ani de that kind of crocodile the John kind of politics and na ya kwanya nkrofo binum no mo the emotions politics you find emotions na yo ya they are drain na your politics to want to near my ya nema ba fa wase yes withdrawing from the elections, mene obi anemo ni asem, and we can decide not to contest. That as a political party, nobody will begrudge you. But don't go and emotionally blackmail the other guys to say, Monso, yeah, withdraw. Because and that was the kind of message some of the media with this surrogate were singing within some of the so-called neutral platforms, Though that's the kind of nonsense they were selling there. Oh, Munian so monko de adentina mo so mon reciprocate the same thing na mo so monko. What is that done? What is that done? What media crown won't educate people about the need to do some of these things. Now, I say on quite fine, but you don't try to emotionally blackmail the other one. Say, when a winnie per winner there, what's in China crown say affecting on quite adentina woko. Enti the question is, we a very sensible person. Look at the report, and I'm because one minute. If you look at the statement, the NPP the Babontina will read the who say. And some more can answer because I must say, considering the current Niemana AC, it will be inhuman on their part. That when I not start here, and again, they don't want to add up to tension, sorrow, Niema. Elections be now, I can say, the end you're close to the current situation. I mean, it is the Akwatia by elections. So if and some now walk you rather boycott the Akwatia by elections because in the bang sorrow na no Akwatia by election na bang and attention by a bet say nema because say I'm no case Tamale Central election we don't even know when the electoral commission is going to fix a date for that particular election to be conducted. So if you so care much about the current circumstances and you want cool health to prevail, tensions to go down, and then boycott the Akwatia by elections, now I'm for when you're serious. I think this kind of comedy, I think reasonable men should rise to the occasion and grab the NPP political party and try to rebuild it, because if they leave it to in the hands of these jokers, these comedians, and these emotional blackmailers, the party will continue to sink, even in opposition. I sympathize with the party because the trajectory now, reasoning is no longer a friend of the NPP, and it's very embarrassing from my point of view. Because I think that Ghana need a very refined, your friend saying, strong, vibrant opposition party to be doing something reasonable, offer constructive criticisms, but not this kind of childish, emotional kind of nonsense that very often we see from them. It's quite unfortunate. So the NDC is contesting the Akwatia by-elections, and I think as it stands now, nothing has changed and nothing is going to change per the report out there. So it's NPP so uncontested our Tamale Central. That is their cup of tea. That is their business. Nobody can begrudge them. But don't attempt to use your guys in the media to blackmail Obisa or non so don't boycott. That is absolute nonsense. So that is it, by the way. I think in the subsequent days, the next topic I make has to do with this prophecy thing. I say office or Jubilee House. I see some of this nonsense. I think we need to hot the bricks. So my next video, I'm going to delve deeper into this particular topic, and I think I'll bring to bear some critical component. Who say some of Niama we really need to be very serious as a country. Na yen take it in serious. Na yen nyai sansem hunu we no. We don't need to give prominence to some of these things.